Let's turn these off. I can sing thy name, drink thy name, and get all drunk with thy name. Get all drunk with thy name.
Would you rather have the doors closed or?
It feels okay to me. Hari Om, Hari Om.
The chairs and the berries of the plant.
What, honey?
The chairs and the berries of the plant.
This chair?
Yeah.
I can move this out a little bit. Beautiful to see you here. We're just getting ourselves set here. I want to make sure all of our audio is functioning properly. And for those that have joined us on time, congratulations, welcome, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. From wherever in this wonderful world you are joining us from, Anka and I are always pleased to share in this sacred time together from our Temple of Joy here in Encinitas, California. We have a few still taking seats, so we'll give a little bit of time for that. We trust that each of you are seated comfortably and in a nice meditative posture. We'll be doing some chanting this evening, some pranayam, some clearing and balancing of our Crown Chakra. This is our theme for the week.
Nice to see you, Jen and Christopher.
Yeah. Great. And by all means, Jan, we do hope you come down for Thanksgiving. We're planning on hosting our family for Thanksgiving dinner here. You and Art are most welcome. Hopefully you can join us, and we can talk more of the details on that. If any of you could let me know, Chris, Jan, I'm going to play a little harmonium, and I would like to know that the harmonium is coming across nicely, as is my voice. So if you could confirm that for me, I would appreciate it. Oh, I see one thing's happening right now. I got a little vibration in the microphone. That's not good. Let's try that. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Hymn to Brahma. If you know it, feel free to join along with us. I'll repeat it twice, and we'll do it in the English, translated from the ancient Sanskrit. This is one of the most ancient mantras, Sanskrit chants that are out there. And as Gurudev had said, chanting is half the battle, which is to say, as we're going to discuss tonight, for us to move beyond the material, beyond the limitations of the ego, beyond self, the little self, and move into our highest nature is a big struggle. It's a big battle. And half of that is the willingness to open one's heart with devotion and concentrate with determination all of one's attention at that point between the eyebrows we talked to last week, the sixth chakra, the spiritual eye, such that we can open that eye and move into that highest space of divine awareness, which we'll talk to more tonight. So let's take this ancient Beej mantra in, lifting the gaze up to the point between the eyebrows. Full of bliss, giving joy, transcendent of higher knowledge, the abode, do all no more, clear as the heavens, known to all as thou art that. He is pure, permanent, unmoving, the everlasting seer of all, far, far beyond qualities and thought. Good Lord, I bow to Thee. I'll repeat it. Full of bliss, giving joy, transcendent of higher knowledge, the abode, do all no more, clear as the heavens, known to all as thou art that. He is pure, permanent, unmoving, the everlasting seer of all, far, far beyond qualities and thought. Guru Lord, I bow to Thee. Guru Lord, I bow to Thee. Join me in 3 ohms. Om, Om, Om. Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome. Just a reminder for you to join us live and remote online each week that we have open the Temple of Joy each week for our Tuesday and Wednesday night events at 7 p.m. for up to 5 physical great souls that choose to come here physically. We have it laid out here. You can't see it behind the camera, but plenty of room to socially distance. We do ask that you wear masks, as you are. Thank you. And so if you'd like to join us live here at the Temple of Joy, again, Tuesday night is the Healing Circle. Wednesday night is our satsang and meditation. And you're welcome to do that. Just RSVP first, so we don't get too many. And we do limit it to 5 only for right now. Once again, I want to thank all of you for making this incredible choice that you have made. I'm often reminded of my dear friend and teacher, Swami Kriyananda, who many years ago, when we were seated on his living room sofa talking one night in India, he just stopped in the middle of our conversation and he looked at me at first with just a clear light in his eyes, no fixation, no thought, no words, no nothing. And then suddenly he came back into the physical form and he said, "Wow." And I said, "Well, Swamiji, what's wow?" He said, "Imagine hundreds of thousands of lifetimes that we have lived, and all of it has brought us to this moment right now." I still get chills at the thought of that we have been at this for so long. And sure, life is a struggle. And sure, each and every day we are fighting as spiritual warriors to remember who we truly are and trying to go beyond the limitations of the lower chakras, as we talked to over the past 6 weeks, each week focusing on one of the chakras as we went from the Muladhara up through and now the crown. And each of them having a relationship with each other, and each of them having a domain over our physical body, specific organs, specific actions that define the material physical body itself, as well as psychological implications, and of course spiritual. The 7th chakra at the crown, this is that soft spot that we have when we come into this physical form, that little soft squishy spot at the top of our skull, that is the Sahasrara, translated from the Sanskrit meaning 1,000 petals. And its symbol is the 1,000-petaled lotus. Because as this ancient sacred image of this beautiful flower, the lotus, it begins in the Muladhara, in the mud of life's struggles, the most primitive aspects of life itself, where it has its roots embedded in that mud, where the water is murky and often filthy, quite frankly. And yet as it grows and it rises above that water, and ultimately expressing itself in its purest form, with its petals expanding outward, reaching to its true divine nature. And like the lotus, we are like that, aren't we? We can become one with our highest nature. We can release everything that is limiting us from that birthright and give it to God. Give it to the divine creator. It belongs to him. And what is he giving us? Everything that comes to us in life is a gift. It happens for us to help move us through this journey from the lowest form of energy, the primitive aspects of the Muladhara.
And for those of you online, you can't see it, but the lights just came on. As Casey was saying, it happens for us. It's so easy to think, oh, why is this happening to me? But everything happens for us. Everything happens for a good reason, even if it's not that obvious in the moment sometimes.
How often do we fall into this woe is me attitude, this why is this happening to me? What did she do to deserve that? We would often say of a friend who has been befallen by some hardship in life. Well, the truth is, we don't know of those hundreds of thousands of lifetimes that we have already lived in which we have established behaviors called samsars. These samskars are these patterns of past lives that must be fulfilled. Every action has a consequence. Every thought has a consequence. And those consequences must be fulfilled, good or bad, regardless of what they are. Every desire must be fulfilled. And so it is that we come to this point in our lifetimes where we've come to realize some of these higher truths. We've made the choice to be here now together, to share in these higher truths, to remind ourselves who we truly are. I quote from the first female Sufi saint in the Muslim tradition, roughly in the 700th year after Christ's death. And Rabia al-Basri had said, "In my soul there is a temple, a shrine, a mosque, a church where I kneel." How wonderful is that? An expression of all religions, of all philosophical expressions of the divine in all of its forms, and yet, regardless of what form one chooses, it's always one of humility, one of devotion. We are our own church. We are our own temple, our synagogue, our mosque. All we need to do is close our eyes, breathe in, and feel the energy of the divine that's coursing through every atom of our being. The very essence of our power, that which animates every cell of these bodies, every motion of every planet, large or small, is the same energy that's fueling us. Everything exists in the silence of our own soul. See, within us we have this portable paradise. And it requires us to still the mind, to neutralize the vrittis, as the great Patanjali, the sage of yoga, had given us. Neutralize the disturbances of emotion, of thought, of mind. Get out of our minds and become one with the infinite source. In the New Testament, in the book of Psalms, it says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted on this earth." It's telling us two fundamental things, isn't it? One, that it's in the stillness that everything exists. You want joy? Go inward. You have it. You want happiness? Go inward. Still the mind. Still the vrittis of heart emotion, the human emotion aspect. Feel the divine love. You want peace? You want material wealth? You want success in life? All of it resides within you, here and now. There is no escape. There is no place to go find it. No new job that's going to be better. No new relationship that will fulfill you more than the one you're in. The paradise you seek is within. Further in the Psalms it says, "I will be exalted among the nations." It's telling us that heaven is here on earth now. We don't work really, really hard in the hopes that when we die we go to heaven. We are either in heaven now or we're not. Wherever we are, here and now, is where we will be when we shed the mortal coil of this physical form and carry our conscious, cosmic, astral energy into the dimension that is beyond form, the astral realm, beyond space, beyond time, beyond the limitations of duality characterized by this dimension. And sure, whatever you're vibrating to when you leave that body, you'll carry that vibration with you. You'll continue your journey. And it may be that you can resolve the remaining samskars of your limitations, your limiting beliefs, your attachments, your desires yet unfulfilled. You can do that within that astral dimension, devoid of the limitations of the physical form. It may very well be, too, that you need to come back in and reanimate another body to continue that work. But when they say, I will be exalted on the earth, it's saying that you can and will achieve complete liberation in this body, in this life. Once we realize the stuff of which we are made, we really have no other option to live a spiritual life. Now, I realize that most would take exception to that comment. Most would say, no, I'm fine. My own children had told me some years back during Father's Day, Dad, as much as we appreciate the depth of your spiritual path all these years, if it's okay with you, we want to stay in the shallow end of the pool. We're not ready to go so deep. They weren't ready, and still aren't, to realize what they're truly seeking, they already have. And it'll be up to them in their own way, in their own time, to come to that place, as it is for each of us. And so it is that Anka and I bow to you, that you have chosen this time to take these truths in to your superconsciousness, to make them your own. If I'm using words that don't make sense to you, please forgive me. Replace them with words that resonate to your soul, to your heart. My own Guru David said, don't listen to me. Try it on your own. Don't just read the scriptures and think that you're becoming spiritual. Take it in and personalize it, like these chants we will do tonight. These chants were all spiritualized by Gurudev, meaning he chanted them over and over and over with such intense devotion that God, Divine Mother, had manifested to him through those chants. So you see, we already have a powerful tool that's already vibrating with the divine essence within it. And if we resonate with our own fifth chakra and communicate to God the heartfelt devotion with willingness and concentration at the point between the eyebrows, we can penetrate the veil that separates us from the infinite divine in the seventh chakra. See, to move from the sixth to the seventh requires us to bring great devotion, great energy, great concentration, to literally burn through that veil that's separating us from our highest nature. Remember that all physical and emotional obstacles are merely illusions that are given to us as lessons from which we can advance our understanding, advance our journey, the path to our own self-realization. So whenever a situation comes to you, seek the deeper meaning within it. What is the situation telling me? What is my response telling me? Follow that intuitive understanding. Take it inward to the point between the eyebrows and let go and find that it's no longer relevant to you. Let go of those things that are no longer serving you. We'll do a chant together, and Anka's going to put the words up on the screen for those of you that don't know it. But this is a great chant right now. Who is in my temple? Excuse me one moment. I'm getting a little vibration.
So chant with us. Don't worry about having a beautiful voice or not, but really feel that devotion for God, for the divine, and express it in your own way.
Chanting is half the battle. Here's your chants. Take it up. Who is in my temple? Who is in my temple? All the doors do open themselves. All the lights do light themselves. Darkness, like a dark bird, flies away. You know that darkness we see in the sixth chakra when we close our eyes and lift our gaze in our meditation? It's that darkness that flies away. And we penetrate that veil to realize the light of the divine in the Crown Chakra. Who is in my temple? Who is in my temple? All the doors do open themselves. All the lights do light themselves. All the doors do open themselves. All the lights do light themselves. Darkness like a dark bird flies away, oh flies away. Darkness like a dark bird flies away, oh flies away. Who is in my temple? Who is in my temple? All the doors do open themselves. All the lights do light themselves. All the doors do open themselves. All the lights do light themselves. Darkness like a dark bird flies away, oh flies away. Darkness like a dark bird flies away, oh flies away. Who is in my temple? Who is in my temple? All the doors do open themselves. All the lights do light themselves. All the doors do open themselves. All the lights do light themselves. Darkness like a dark bird flies away, oh flies away. Darkness like a dark bird flies away, oh flies away. Darkness like a dark bird flies away, oh flies away. Darkness like a dark bird flies away, oh flies away. Let's sit upright and with the chin level with the floor, lift the gaze to the point between the eyebrows. And behind gently closed lids, draw your gaze inward. Connect with your breath. Feel the inhalation breath rising up through the left channel of your astral spine, the Irda. And as you draw that breath up to the point between the eyebrows, hold it for just a second and chant Om, Om, Om. And as you release that breath, the exhalation channel, the right side of the astral spine, the pingula. You're completing one complete cycle of life and death, one breath, one spiritual year of evolution. Just for another couple of seconds, take a couple of more breaths on your own and tune inward to that life force animating that body. And when you're ready, gently come back into the physical body and gently open the eyes. You know, unlike the other 6 chakras that we've talked to over these last several weeks, there is no intellectual knowing at the level of the 7th chakra. There is only peace, joy, serenity. It's all about the divine connection to the infinite God. You have a sense of knowing that there's a deeper meaning to life, that there's an order that underlies all of existence, a level often referred to as the akasha, or 0-point field, as the physical scientists are now referring to it, or simply the field. This is the fundamental level of connection we have into the infinite verse, beyond the finitude of duality found within the other 6 chakras. The Sahasrara, the 7th chakra, referred to as the 1,000-petaled lotus, is our source for enlightenment and our spiritual connection to all that is. A connection to our higher selves, our true selves, who we really are. A connection to every sentient being on the planet, and ultimately to the divine energy that creates everything in the universe. You see, we are never separate. We are always one with the infinite divine. By opening our Sahasrara, it means there is a realization available to us that we are pure awareness, that we are not the limitations of the physical body. We are so much more. I've said often that you are a saint having a human experience. The human experience is characterized by duality. Every atom in this dimension is dual. It's polarized. And every aspect of life in this physical reality we know life on Earth, in this Milky Way, our galaxy, is dual. The laws of Maya are dual. The law of karma is dual. It's cause and effect. Every up has a down. Every joy, a sadness. Every love, a hate. Every fear, courage. And so it is that we're in this struggle constantly, this battle between those two forces, seemingly opposite forces. The left side, the right side, my masculine, my feminine, my Shiva, my Shakti, all of them expressions of duality in this plane. And it's expressed throughout, even in our own spiritual energetic body through the 6 chakras. But as we energize all of our energy and we balance those 6 chakras to freely enable the lower energy forms in the kundalini, in the lower chakras, to rise up through devotion into the heart, and then expressing that heart's love for the divine through the 5th chakra, concentrating it with deep concentration at the point between the eyebrows, the spiritual eye. And with enough energy focused there, we penetrate that veil of delusion, that veil of Maya, and become free. You see, you are pure consciousness, undivided, never separate from the source, all expansive, like God himself. You were made in that image. You carry within you that vibration. You have within you the opportunity to realize your oneness with all that is, beyond the limitations of duality. And so let's do another chant together and a little short meditation following. And this again expressing that thou and I are never apart. I am the bubble, make me the sea. It's a simple chant, and we'll put the words up on the screen for those that don't know the words, but they're quite simple. See it? Scroll down to the bottom. So do thou, my Lord, so do thou, my Lord, thou and I never apart, thou and I never apart. Wave of the sea dissolves in the sea, wave of the sea dissolves in the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. Make me the sea, oh make me the sea. Make me the sea, oh make me the sea. Wave of the sea dissolves in the sea. Wave of the sea dissolves in the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. So do thou, my Lord, so do thou, my Lord, thou and I never apart, thou and I never apart. Wave of the sea dissolve in the sea, wave of the sea dissolve in the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. So do thou, my Lord, so do thou, my Lord, thou and I never apart, thou and I never apart. Wave of the sea dissolves in the sea. Wave of the sea dissolves in the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. Make me the sea, oh make me the sea. Make me the sea, mother, make me the sea. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. Wave of the sea, dissolve in the sea. Oh, I am the bubble, make me the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. So do thou, my Lord, so do thou, my Lord. I am the bubble, make me the sea. I am the bubble, make me the sea. Sit upright. If you're seated in a chair, have your feet as flat on the floor as you can. Gaze uplifted behind gently closed lids. Chin level with the floor. And the hands placed somewhere at the junction of your thigh and abdomen where it's comfortable for you. Palms uplifted if you choose, in a receptive mode. If you feel the need for more grounding, the palms can be facing downward. And from this meditation asana, just take a moment to go inward and take that chant as an affirmation, repeating it with each inhalation. As you inhale, I am the bubble. And as you exhale, make me the sea. Inhale, I am the bubble. Exhale, make me the sea. It's really quite remarkable the effects that an affirmation can have on our consciousness, how uplifting it can be, how it can change our whole outlook on life. It can move us beyond the limitations of our lower thoughts, beyond the limitations of duality. Yes, we are bubbles. We are little waves riding on the infinite ocean of bliss, as if separate from that infinite ocean. But we're not separate. Make me the sea, we say, with the yearning of our soul to return back to God, the source, to become one. This is our birthright. We should demand it. Like the child demanding the attention of the mother, we should demand the attention of our divine mother, our divine father. Yes, I am the bubble. Make me the sea. bring me home. Awaken within me the truth that I am a saint having a human experience. Help me to transcend the limitations of thought, of mind, of human emotion. There are many practices we can do beyond the chanting and the affirmation that can help us to open and balance this chakra, leading our consciousness into the infinite ocean of bliss. Silence, as said earlier, is the most powerful of practices and the most important manner in which one can open the seventh chakra. Remember, in Psalms in the New Testament of the Bible, it said, "Be still and know that I am God." It's in the silence that that knowing becomes your truth, your reality. There are physical postures, asanas we call them in yoga, that when practiced can help us to energize and balance the seventh chakra. Headstands are very good. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana, can help stimulate the seventh chakra. Any of the postures that bring the crown of the head to the floor, such as Matsyasana, the fish pose. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., Anka will lead us through our usual weekly gentle yoga with theta healing, and with the focus on the seventh chakra. So if you can, join us, 7 o'clock. I'm sorry, 10 a.m. in the morning. I said 7. Thursday at 10. There are also pranayams, part of yoga. This is life force control. 2 of the most powerful ones, techniques for balancing the crown chakra, are the Nadi Shodhanam, or the purification of our channels. Nadi is channel, Shodhanam means purification. Another one commonly referred to as the skull shining breath, or the Kapalbhati, good for calming the mind, relieving the body of carbon dioxide and other waste. We'll practice Nadi Shodhanam here now together as another tool to balance our seventh chakra. This is, again, the seventh chakra is controlling our central nervous system. And as we have a spine, a physical spine, that houses our central nervous system, the nerves that are running through that as the circuitry of our whole body, we also have an astral spine. And the nerves are nadis, or channels, through which energy is flowing, the life force is flowing. When we lose the physical form, that astral form continues. And so it is that Nadi Shodhanam is a wonderful way for us to tune into that astral spine and balance all of the chakras by utilizing prana, or life force. It's associated also with a mudra. Mudras are often referred to as yoga for the hands. These are asanas with the hands. In this mudra, I'm going to ask you to, if you can do this comfortably at least, we're going to take the pointy finger and the middle finger and drop them down to our palm. To the extent you can do that comfortably, it would look kind of like this. And my pinky finger is going to be used for my left side of my nose, my left nostril. My thumb is going to be used for the right side. So I'm going to hold my hand, my arm in front of me, such as this, comfortably. If you need to, you can rest your elbow on your left hand so it's comfortable. And now let's block the right nostril with the thumb And we're going to exhale through the left nostril. When you reach the bottom of the exhalation breath, inhale through the left nostril. Long, deep inhalation. Then block the left nostril with the little finger and open the right nostril and exhale out of the right nostril. Block the right, inhale out of the left. Blocking the left, opening the right nostril and exhale out of the right. Continue this for 10 cycles. Inhale out of the left, exhale out of the right. As you're doing this, keep the gaze uplifted at the point between the eyebrows. Inhale through the left nostril. Exhale out of the right nostril. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. 2 more breaths. When you're finished, go ahead and release the mudra. Flex the fingers a little bit, rotate the wrists somewhat, and rest the hands back on to the thighs comfortably. And feel inward. How do you feel? Now, the physics of that pranayama, Nadi Shodhanam, is to balance the flow of life force through the astral body. And in the core of the astral spine are 3 large channels, the largest of the channels called nadis, through which prana moves through the body to animate every atom of that material form of yours. The left channel is referred to as the irda, and that's the inhalation channel. So by blocking the right nostril while you inhale, you are ensuring all the inhalation breath is moving through the left side of your astral spine, in through the irda. You're drawing that breath up to the point between the eyebrows to energize the spiritual eye, to open that eye, to connect your vibration, your energy, your consciousness with the infinite consciousness of the divine. And as you exhale, by blocking the left nostril and exhaling only all the exhalation through the right nostril, that's forcing all the exhalation breath, all the prana, through the pingula, or the right channel of your astral spine. So in essence, you are creating a balance of the natural rhythm of life force through the astral spine. A very simple practice. If any time during the day you're feeling, well, maybe a lack of motivation, maybe feeling a little stagnant in the crises of life. Maybe you're feeling that you're a victim and you want to seek blame to others or outer circumstances. Practice Nadi Shodhanam for 10 cycles and see how that will shift your consciousness. You see, the characteristics of the Crown Chakra influence the physical organs of our central nervous system. The cerebral cortex, in particular, the center of thought, deep in the brain. The pineal gland, little tiny gland, deep in the brain. We know very little about it, quite frankly. It's shaped like a pine cone, ergo the name pineal. We do know that it is activated by light. And we do know that the activation point in the crown of our head is light. The color of the seventh chakra is light. Now it can express itself in a violet purple form, but it's white light. And it's that light, as we allow that to flow in, activating our pineal gland, it produces a single hormone called melatonin. And melatonin has been shown to affect our circadian rhythms, the way in which we are attuned with the natural rhythms within nature. It's also shown to regulate our reproductive hormones. So it's a very important aspect. And what's interesting is René Descartes in the 16th century, a great philosopher, he believed that the human pineal gland was the principal seat of the soul in the human body. And that's how it got to be known as the third eye. The psychological functioning of that crown chakra is awareness and a deeper understanding that transcends the limitations of duality. If we ever feel attachments to our own thoughts, our own opinions, attachments to our material things that surround us, attachments to our relationships, even our own beliefs, that's a great illustration of an imbalance in our seventh chakra. That's the greatest challenge that we face. Because the seventh chakra is the plane of ultimate truth, of pure reality. The sound associated with that chakra, the universal sound of Om, the vibratory sound of creation. But its vibration is one of silence. Now, I mentioned earlier that there has been a reference to the seventh chakra being a level called Akasha, or the 0 point field. And in today's physical science, we are beginning to understand that there is a field that connects everything in existence, that is beyond space and time, that is beyond locality, that what happens in one point of space-time is happening simultaneously across all points in space and time. This is called the 0 point field. There is a vibration within that field. We call that Om. But it is the ultimate stillness in this plane of duality. There's a correlation that is uncanny, and it's becoming more and more clear in the world of physical science, that has been talked to for thousands of years in the science of religion, that is showing a oneness, a correlation between the two. The 0-point field is an illustration of that. You see, the way of the Crown Chakra is the way of going beyond the limits of our own ego, of our sense of knowing, our sense that we are the doer. The truth is, we are actors in the Leela of life, a play orchestrated by this infinite divine consciousness, of which we are never separate. Thou and I are never apart. The challenge is in this world, recognizing that we are one with all that is, that we are not limited by the vibrations of just this world. The challenge is to transcend the media that we are faced with each and every day, the ignorance that we ourselves carry, born of past experiences, samskars as they're called in the Indian tradition, habits, if you will, grooves within our brain that were formed of neural pathways based on thoughts, attachments, desires, over countless lifetimes, hundreds of thousands of lifetimes. We are unraveling all of that and freeing ourselves, releasing all of that to enable us to engage in the bliss of our birthright. When you achieve the unfurling of the seventh chakra, you transcend the confines of that physical body. This is how the ancient yogis of the East were able to transcend the limitations of breath. They could stop their heart at will. Yogananda had demonstrated on the stage in Boston, in Madison Square Garden, also in New York, where he would have doctors come and check his pulse on both arms. And he could stop his pulse in one side of his body while it remained on the other. And then he could stop it on the other side and resume it on the other at will. And the doctors monitoring this were just flabbergasted. How does he do that? He transcended the limitations of the physical body in the same way you can. In the same way you can transcend the limitations of your ego. My dear friend and teacher, Swami Kriyananda, used to call it his bundles of self-definition. Like layers of an onion. You just keep peeling them away. And how painful is it? Lifetimes it takes, peeling it away, yet another layer, and it's revealing more layers. And you peel it away and you see more layers. And it's bringing tears to your eyes. It's so painful. And yet you continue onward, knowing that in the stillness of your soul is the connection to all that is. You push beyond the individual soul and you achieve the end of the cycle of birth and death in the physical body. See, heaven and hell exist here, in this plane. You will find it here. If not in this lifetime, maybe the next. If not the next, the one following. If not that, as many lifetimes as it requires for you to work through that effort of peeling away the layers of self-definition, releasing yourself from the limitations of form, of mind, of habit, of desire. Ultimately, as you do that, and you're doing it now. You've made a choice even tonight to share with us in this satsang or enjoy it through the recorded archive. This is a choice you've made. You've chosen consciousness. You've chosen an opportunity to raise the vibration of your very thoughts into a higher realm, a higher frequency, where you can experience an expansion of your own spiritual awareness, where you can feel your own portable paradise within, a sense of peace and joy that is timeless, that isn't tied to anything outside of your physical body, outside of you. It's within you all the time. And so why not learn to tune your consciousness to that reality? Why not live life in lockstep with that truth? Why not practice the presence of God in everything you do, in the language of your own heart? I'm not a religionist at all. I believe in all religions. I think if you choose the path of Jesus and you take on Christianity, then be the best Christian. Or you choose the path of Allah, be the best. The path of Buddha, a Sikh, a Jain. Even if you want to be an atheist and not subscribe to any expressions of the divine in any sort of forms, be the best at that, but be the best that you can be. You are the ultimate truth. You are the Guru. Life will no longer be solely about you and your little desires as you rise your consciousness to a higher frequency. Your life will become more about service to others. You'll become tuned to all that is. Your joy will come from service to others. There is nothing like it. Not because you feel great at helping someone else, not because, look how great I am because I donated to this youth cause, or because I volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club, or whatever these outward material things are. Those are wonderful expressions, clearly. But there's an expression in the Indian tradition of service called Nishkam Karma. It's the karma, a form of yoga, karma yoga, that's practiced without the attachment of any outcome from that expression. Whatever the doing is, it's doing for the doing alone, not for any results. When we're out of balance with our seventh chakra, we'll feel a state of narrow-mindedness. We'll feel small. We'll feel limited. We'll start to think about our own limitations. Am I smart enough? Do I really deserve to be happy? We'll be unable to see the bigger picture. We'll begin to lack motivation. We'll start to see everything as a crisis. And it's pretty easy to do, isn't it? Look around us. Every channel we have these days, digital, print, otherwise, TV, internet, media, conversations, even the expression as we drive down the highway, we see expressions that are less than united, less than joyful. Expressions that say, I come first. It's I, me, mine. And what is it really? It's unhappiness manifesting on our streets, manifesting in our schools, manifesting in our homes, manifesting in our bodies, in dis-ease. We'll take on physical issues of our skin, our central nervous system. We can find, if you suffer from eczema, as an example, rashes, skin rashes, or breakouts of acne. These are all illustrations, outer illustrations of a seventh chakra that's out of balance. How do you bring it back into balance? Practice the presence of God. Lift your gaze beyond the limitations of the physical body. Chant Meditate. Many of the chants that we've done here tonight really have within them wonderful affirmations. I've shared the one with you already. Thou and I are never apart. Thou and I are never apart. If you were to say that to yourself over and over and over again as you go through your day, each and every day, as you're washing dishes, as you're showering, as you're bathing, as you're shampooing, as you're dressing, as you're making phone calls, as you're working, as you're playing, that's practicing the presence. You're bringing that vibration of a higher reality, even if you don't fully feel it, just by repeating it. Remember, Yogananda spiritualized these chants. He chanted them with such devotion. The Divine Mother herself manifested to him. He brought the divine into those words, and you to express those words can bring the divine into your life. Thou and I are never apart. Thou and I are never apart. Thou and I are never apart. And so many other great affirmations which you can make up on your own. I honor the divine within me. I am made in the image of the divine. Lord is love, therefore I am love. I listen to the wisdom of the universe. I listen to the wisdom of the universe. And you can make up any of your own and repeat them over and over and make them a reality, practicing the presence of the divine in your own life, in your own way. You are a saint having a human experience. And yes, the human experience can be tough. It's a battle. In the Indian tradition, it's shown in the Bhagavad Gita as the battle of Kurukshetra. Very difficult for us to overcome the limitations. And yet here we are. We've made these choices. We have gone through hundreds of thousands of lifetimes to come to this very spot, this very moment, this here and now. Don't lose sight of that. That's the power that you carry within you. That's an expression of your portable paradise that you have, that no one can take away. No one can make you happy. Only you can. No one can make you unhappy. Only you can. Let's take the next couple of minutes to meditate together in silence as we close out today's satsang. We trust that you have found this to be uplifting. We trust that you will take this vibration and personalize it in your own language, in your own process, in your own life. That you will never forget that you are no less important than the entire universe. That you are unique. No two individuals have ever been born nor will ever be born that will be identical to you. You have a purpose. Live your purpose. Fulfill your purpose with dignity, with honor, with joy, with kindness, with compassion. Practice meditation. Go inward. Don't judge yourself on how long or I should have or could have or would have. But when you can, and find the joy in it, and that joy will feed you, and you'll want more. And that short meditation becomes a little bit longer. And pretty soon you look forward to those moments. I will tell you, I had a meeting yesterday, a little exercise, and we broke into small groups, and one of the questions posed to each of us was, what makes us most joyful? And the answer for me was immediate. It was stillness. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. Yes, I enjoy music, I enjoy reading, I enjoy keeping up with the literature of physics, of spirituality. I live a material life, clearly, but there is nothing that compares to the joy I feel when I go inward, when I meditate. Blessings to us all, and if you would please, bring your hands together in pranam over the heart and join me in this prayer that we can take into our meditation as we close out the evening. And repeat these words with the deepest devotion and uplifting your energy to the point between the eyebrows. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Friend, Beloved God, Lord Jesus Christ, Bhagavan Krishna, Mahavatar Babaji, Lahiri Mahashaya, Swami Shri Yukteswar, and Paramahansa Yogananda, saints and sages of all religions, we bow before you humbly. Divine Mother, help me to realize in all that I do that I am doing it with you, that thou and I are never apart. I am your child, made in your image. Guide me, protect me, help me. Om Shanti, Shanti. Amen. And let's go ahead and just for a few minutes in silence, we'll close our night out with a few minutes of meditation. Let's use this conscious, cosmic, superconscious energy that we've generated in our own inner paradise and use it for the benefit of others by visualizing any in our lives that need healing. Maybe they're suffering, sick, out of work, struggling in any way, and visualize them at the point between the eyebrows, the seat of highest awareness in the physical body. And behind those closed lids, see them surrounded with white healing light. With each breath you take, drawing that energy up to the point between the eyebrows, sending that vibration to those in your life in need. And bringing your hands in pranam over the heart with that image at the point between the eyebrows, join me by repeating this healing prayer. Divine Mother, Thou art omnipresent. Thou art in all thy children. Manifest thy healing presence in these bodies, minds, and souls. And rubbing the hands together, drawing all the superconscious energy that you can send out to those in need on the vibratory sound of Om. Let's send out one more wave of Om out to all living beings in this country of ours, our great United States of America, that all peoples can live in peace and joy and harmony and love and compassion. Join me in our closing prayer. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, great masters of self-realization, saints and sages of East and West, humbly we bow before you. Divine Mother, may your love shine forever on the sanctuary of our devotion, and may we be able to awaken that love in hearts everywhere. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Amen. Namaste, my dear soul brothers and sisters. Anka and I are again so thankful that you shared in this experience with us. We hope that you found it useful, that you would subscribe to our YouTube channels, that you would leave a comment perhaps. How did this work for you? What didn't? How could we improve in our seva for you? For those that are with us here, thank you for joining us at the Temple of Joy. And for you, perhaps if you'd like, next week, join us live here as well. We can have up to 5 join us here at the Temple of Joy. Wear a mask. We have seats for social distancing. Always keep in touch with us at Anka and my website, caseyandonka.net. You can get there through releaseintobliss.com. You can get there from Ananda Encinitas. You can get there from Encinitas Meditation. All the domains lead to that place. And again, it's there. We have our calendar. We have links to all of our live events, all of our recordings. and many more resources that we're working on. And again, nothing like seva and service to your fellow man. And thank you for giving Anka and I an opportunity to serve you. Truly, we are blessed by that.
We hope to see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And for yoga for now is only online, but definitely join us for that too.
Yoga at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, Thursdays at 10. Blessings to you, your family, your friends, to all of us on this struggled planet as we work through the struggles of Maya, the duality, Republican, Democrat. It's expressed everything that we're doing. But God bless us all. We are learning to become the saints that is our birthright to become. We'll see you next time. Namaste.